Hey, good morning and Merry Christmas, Wayne. Guido coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic that's not going to have a Christmas wish yet, but with a cup of tea. There you go.
Boxes are for sale next week on
Yeah,
exclusive
boxes for Halloween.
exclusive Guido boxes. There's nothing in them.
Oh,
You just send me $5, I send you back nothing.
yeah.
We're gonna skip the middleman.
Well, yeah, exactly that. And you could always put a free ticket to, I don't know, fix your well in the backyard. You know, something like that, can't you? Have
Fix.
people come round and do stuff around the house.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I need to sell boxes for somebody
Yeah.
with carpentry skills to come to my house and help me finish my mantle.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. All the household chores. A little list.
Send me $25 and then you can work on my project.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah.
You're a G. That is Pilgronomics at its best, right there.
There you go.
Skip
There you go.
just-
Send me 25.
Pure profit. Skip all the middleman stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I get your jobs done at the same time. All your little
Indeed,
projects.
indeed. Well, good morning, Pilgrim. Good morning, everybody. We got looks like Wayne Cliffy Odd Dog is here. Let's see. What is today? Today is Sunday, the 22nd of October.
It is. Where's the year gone, Guido?
2022 has just flown by.
Yeah. Is
You
it
know what I
still
mean?
2022? Is it? Feels like it's been 2 years.
Wait, what?
2022.
It's not. What
Just
happened?
feels that way.
What happened to 2020? Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. 2023 is it's about in the can, as they say.
Ah, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. About in the can. Channel news. Well, what's going on? So we were discussing glasses,
We were.
and I kept this
Yeah.
this story from you so I could tell it here, and it's not an amazing story. You may have noticed that I've got my BCGs on.
Yeah.
Do you know what
You
that
look like
stands
Joe
for?
90. I don't know, but you look like Joe 90.
Yeah. Do you know what so in our military parlance, BCG are the big
Yeah.
black
Oh.
issued glasses, and they
Yes, okay,
stands
got
for
you.
birth control glasses.
You ain't getting them.
No,
You're
it's
not getting your leg over with
no,
your
it's
arm.
no one ever scored with those on,
No.
and these aren't quite as big and clunky, but they ain't far off. And why am I wearing these? I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
that's the
asked me.
question, why?
I'm glad you asked me
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be a bit of a longer story than I thought. Now that I think about it,
Alright.
daughter. I told you earlier, I think a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, that she scraped off a portion of her fender effects on her car.
Yes,
So the
that's
plasticky
Yeah.
of things that are
Yeah.
attached to the fender of this particular model of vehicle,
Yeah. Yes.
and it was flapping around. So we got on FaceTime and I had her. She was messing with it, like, you know what? Just do that a couple times. That little tab will break off. Throw it in the back. Bring it home, and I'll see
Absolutely.
what I can do.
Yeah.
And some of the rest of it was not all connected, was flapping about in the back. So she comes home this weekend.
Right.
Great to see her, and of course we have to go do some maintenance on the car that's not related to that. This is going to become a longer story. I cannot
no,
believe
no, fire
I cannot
away.
believe
Keep
how
it stream.
expensive the stupid little tire pressure sensors are in the valve
man.
stems.
Yes.
I guess
yes.
they're battery powered and somehow Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever. I never really thought
That's
about
why
it.
they're expensive.
I never really thought
There's
about
a
it. I'm like,
tiny weedy motherboard inside.
I
them.
guess, yeah, something that's sending the signal. Not only one, but three of them went out. The batteries all died roughly the same time. Probably she's been driving around with a couple months with this light on and just barely noticed it, more than likely. So we got all that fixed. Then I get the car back, and I have exactly yesterday to do whatever I've got to do with all this stuff that's flailing around in the wind. Of course, it's not like I don't have a whole project with the stupid mantle to take care of.
No, you see, you've got house general projects, and then you've got daughter projects.
Yeah.
It's hard to prioritise that, isn't it?
So now let's bring it back and relate it to glasses. As you
Sure.
probably deal with working on your anything like that, maybe your motorcycle or whatever, when you start messing with it and you've got to get in and see it, you can't see it. So you got to have your glasses.
Yes. Yes.
But it's worse than that, because as we were discussing, you got the reading glasses where if I need to look at something and mess with it, I need that close in. And then you got the ones that are better at that range. Because the reading
Yes.
ones, that's fuzzy if it's out there.
Yes.
So I have
Yeah.
several different.
These are computer glasses, and then these are your reading glasses. Yeah.
So the distance I need to see as I'm crawling underneath the car is about computer screen length. That's because it's up underneath
Yeah.
that I'm on my back.
Yeah.
My
Makes
shoulder,
sense, yeah.
my shoulder, is all jacked up, and I'm up there. My arms are going in.
I know.
Un-
It's arthritis coming on old age.
yeah, and I've got unusual attitudes going on with my hands. And
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
muscle ache.
Yeah, and there are all these
Lactic
little
acid.
plastic fasteners that if you stress too much, they half break, but they're not.
Yes.
They haven't quite let go, and they have these
No.
little tabs that if you squeeze them, that comes right out. But of course, it's all bent over, and they won't. Just
Yep.
fucking thing won't come out of
Yeah.
there.
Exactly. Yes. Mechanic's nightmare.
So my one pair of good glasses that I use for gaming and everything, and I knew this. I knew I was down to my last pair, and I just avoided going out and buying some spares. I take that pair out because that's the distance I need, and I'm up underneath and back and forth, and what the hell? And I'm like, shit. Okay, I need a tool. I need to go get a pair of pliers to do this. So I roll over. My right shoulder collapses. I have to go with the left side like some old bear trying to get up. Take my glasses off.
I've got this vision of you, pair of legs sticking out of your daughter's car,
100%.
sort of like twisted,
Yeah.
like this.
That is exactly what happened. So I take the glasses, I put them on the ground,
Yes, of course you did.
and
That's
I
where they belong, isn't it?
I go right back to my shed area. Actually, I went back to my porch because most of my tools are on my porch because I'm dicking around with this mantle.
Right.
Back, I shuffle around like shit, get the thing I need. Oh, there's the pliers I need there. Walk on back towards the truck. As I go around the pile of tools I've sat there, I kind of look and I put my foot down and I hear it.
Man, no way.
Yeah.
No way. And you know exactly.
Oh yeah,
The second that hits your ears,
yeah.
you know exactly. Your brain has already figured it out, and you're still moving on to it. Yeah.
So I move my foot and look down, and oh yeah, the one good pair of computer glasses. Now these are okay.
yeah.
The ones that work for me are the 1.25 right now for
Yeah.
computer. These are 1.5. They're okay,
Yeah.
but it's the only pair I have.
Yeah. That's exactly what I've got. Those are your $5 Walmart jobs. $5 Walmart jobs, which are strong enough for me to do a computer. I can't read with them because it's as you were saying, it's fuzzy.
What are yours?
So-
1.5.
I think a bit stronger mine. I think
really?
Mine probably up near 2. I know my readers are like 2.5, but these are probably around about 2.5.
I think I have 2.5 for
Do you
readers.
know do you know what the problem is, Guido? When you take them off to look at the writing on the side,
Can't see it.
You can't see it because you need glasses to see it.
That's why you have to do it this way.
Well, I've got exactly. I've got.
Now, here's
I've
what's
got the
pa-
readers.
Here's the
I've got the
problem.
readers.
Right.
I'll have a look at these now.
Exactly. So you have to take these off. You got to put your readers on. Now you're fuzzy. I can't see a thing, but I can see these. And then you take these off,
2.5, mate.
and you put these on, and you store the extra glasses right here. And then you have another set, and you put those bad boys up
Oh
here.
man, yeah. Do you know what the solution is to that? Do you know what the solution is to
An
all
actual
this?
prescription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 solutions.
Okay.
There's 2 solutions. You can either get contact lenses or have eye laser surgery.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
the thought of lying on a medical bed with a laser pointed directly into my eyeballs it does not give me a warm fuzzy feeling. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So our Major Rock, I'm so lazy, I just ordered it on Amazon, and it'll be here on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because I don't even want to talk to people or look at them.
No.
And I'll get my fill of shopping today because I will be at Lowe's picking up something more than likely. I have to go get some stain anyway. I know I've bought at least one trip to Lowe's today, no matter what I do.
Yes. That's the problem with do-it-yourself projects at home, or anything that involves home, that involves having to go to a do-it-yourself store or to somewhere like Walmart or wherever it is. The problem is that the house general automatically thinks that's now a shopping trip. It's not you going to satisfy the project. It's the house general going, oh, while you're out there, we can do this. And you're like, no, I just want to go in, get it, go. I don't want to be doing the shopping thing.
I do have that problem, but I have separated that. Generally, it is known that if I'm going there, because if I for example, yesterday I had to go get trim crown molding because I had messed the middle. There wasn't any in the middle anyway, so I had to match and figure it out and all that stuff. That I mean, it took me like 45 minutes to an hour, back and forth. I've got my mold with the with the shape of the thing and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to find the
Yeah.
right one, and I'm like, is that really the right one? Because invariably, there's something different. Like I went there and I found what was an exact match for the shape, but they have variable thicknesses.
Oh man, how awkward is that?
Well, it is, but then as I was looking at it, I realized that that's just the thickness of it, and it doesn't actually affect the attachment
No,
points.
because the shape's so yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at least it didn't in this case. But
Right.
but I had to think about it for a while, right? I'm like,
Right.
shit, there's the exact same one, but it's slightly thicker. Why is that a thing? I don't know. Do I need it? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm like you. I'm not a consummate professional in do it yourself in any way, shape, or form. So when I go, it's exactly like that. You go. You want to get a couple of bolts or something, and then you get this vast array, a selection of bolts, all of which in your mind fits what you need to do. So you're like, well, which one do I need?
Yeah.
Which bolt? Is it the titanium topped grey one? Is it the black anodized one? Is it the I don't know.
The thing is, though, you will more than likely buy the wrong one. You'll pick one,
All the time.
and you'll take
I've
it
got
back,
a
and
shelf full of stuff.
there'll be something. There'll be the head's too thick, or it's too wide, or it's too small, or the
Yeah.
the bolt doesn't quite go all the way. It's not long. There's all the
Yeah,
different things
yeah.
that it can be.
It's just
But
it's horrendous.
I'm a firm believer in not like hack job or jerry rig it, but I'm a firm believer in the 85% solution. And a lot of times,
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
stuff that you see, nobody else sees. I mean,
That's
if
the
you
one
make a
nobody knows.
complete sloppy job of it, or it's a dangerous in terms of how you engineer it, that's one thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
the little stuff, you try not to frickin' to sweat that.
Well, I've sort of come to a compromise that whatever I do it yourself in the house will involve in some way, shape, or form Loctite or Araldite glue. You know what I mean? So bolts a little bit too short, just glue them in there. That's fine. They're okay.
Yeah, I don't quite go that far. I don't quite go that far. But I will break something else, especially if it's a large job.
Yes.
I will absolutely either uncover another job or break something or do something in which I have to now do another project nearly
absolutely.
every time.
Absolutely.
Nearly every
Who's
time.
in? Much like Major Rock.
I mean, especially when you start digging into stuff and you're like, oh, great, now I got to do that. All right, anyway, tanks, what are we doing, man?
I don't know.
What do we got? Let's
Anyway,
see.
how you do with your 100 battle challenge?
It has been grind. This week has just been grind week because I don't have anything really close, which is fine. I've been enjoying this thing. You know, a lot of times I don't have good tanks on the 100 Battle Challenge because at this point, most of the tanks, other than maybe some of the Tech Tree tanks that are pretty decent, a lot of my 100 Battle Challenge tanks are tanks that you wouldn't really want to do 100 battles in. But not so with the Cheeto, which I have one marked at this point.
Wow.
We're sitting at 59% and 61 battles. So not bad, not amazing, but not bad for the marking thing. And it's just easy to play. You know, when I sit down a lot of times with this, I look at some of these tanks and go, man, I just don't want to play that one. It's painful.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, M5Y. But
Yes.
if I sit down and I want to have a enjoyable experience, I've been playing the snot out of this Cheeto.
Well,
but
that's again, yeah,
Wayne, I am elite. We're gonna get to that.
yeah,
We're gonna get that. Oh, Brute, what's happening, man?
yeah. Blue's
Oh,
Brute's in, Gator's in, Wayne's in.
Oh, dude, give a wave to the mountains. That's God's country you're walking through. My stomping grounds. Any snow? Any snow on the peaks? You were right. You were right there, man. Salt Lake City. Got to get in there and get up to the cabin.
See, I've got that. It's on my bucket list, Guido. Whether I kick the bucket before I do it, I would definitely want to come back to the States at some point.
Come on out,
I
man.
definitely want. Yeah,
We got a place for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, that's great, and I want to get to see bits of the United States because I wasn't left off. I wasn't allowed off base last time I was there. So yeah, this time
Well,
I might be allowed off base.
my understanding is that's generally a good idea for both countries involved.
Diplomatic
That's-
relations
that's-
were maintained because Pilgrim wasn't allowed off base.
yeah, you can come to Florida. Who was it? I don't know if I told you
I'm
this.
going to retire there, mate.
Yeah, Bridget's cousin came out. Her cousin's child, so second cousin or whatever that turns out to be. Basically cousins of our kids because they've visited them so many times. About my daughter's age, in between my daughter and my son.
Right.
She came out and she was talking to. I don't know who she's talking to. I think it was one of the parents of one of my kids' friends. He was over at a little party that they were all having, and she was chatting with him. And they're like, where are you from, and all that stuff. And the person's like, "Wow, so you came from all the way from England and came to this town, to Panama City, Florida." And she just laughed, and the lady's like, good on you for not going to the usual places like
Yeah,
Walt
it is, isn't it?
Disney
Yeah.
World and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, Gator, absolutely. Hey, hey, huzzahs! I've been in Canada. I've been to Canada a couple of times, and I was allowed off base in Canada, which was nice. Although we did cause a riot down in Wainwright, but never mind that.
Were you at Cold
That's
Lake? Is
another
that where you
story.
were?
Where no Wainwright.
Oh, Wainwright.
Yeah, I mean, I did Alberta. I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, but it was the big exercise area up that way, and then we did Wainwright, which was mechanized infantry exercises. But we were allowed out off base, and we ended up causing a riot down in Wainwright itself. So, well, that's another story for another day. You know what I mean?
Oh, Brutes, back to actual work, man. We did
Oh, that's
a
nasty.
we did some DCS last
Oh,
Tuesday.
you did Tuesday, did it? Was it
Yeah, I
Tuesday?
didn't get around to do the video. I've still got all the replays and stuff. So I'm hopefully today or maybe early this week I'll get one put together for you guys. Check it out. We did some three ship stuff, some ACM. At least after Slick finally got all his stuff put together. It's always an adventure getting the headsets working and getting loaded
Yeah,
in and all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, so it's like it's an absolute genuine typical Gremlin situation when you're trying to get three people to do DCS with VR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah.
it just the little gremlins pop up everywhere?
It was pretty cool. We went up to we did some tanker stuff. What we didn't do is we didn't do an RTB, but we messed around so long it got real late and I had to hit the sack and get to work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was really awesome, really awesome. And Brute and I actually had some. I'll call them reasonable formation takeoffs. I wouldn't say they were amazing, but neither one of us was doing too much of this. It was
You
more
sure?
like it was a little bit of this.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of that, but it wasn't that.
Not like a Canadian snow goose
Yeah, it was.
trying to take off.
I didn't lose sight of him, and he didn't lose sight of me necessarily. That's a that's a start. All right, 100 battle challenge. Like I said, we're doing the SP. We're doing a lot of the mutant. This tank is interesting. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah.
in some games it just feels like an absolute fortress. In other games,
Yeah.
shredded.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of tank.
When you get your mantle penetrated, who misses? When you get your mantle penetrated, your jaw drops when you're in that. You're thinking,
Yeah.
oh no, who on earth is firing at me that penetrates it?
I mean, it's got some interesting weak spots because it's got these shoulders, so that when you side scrape, it flat plates those. So that's kind of hard to deal with. It's really tall. This really tall hull.
Yeah.
So you think you're like hull down, and you go to these positions, except you're exposing a considerable amount of your hull while you're doing it. So it's not quite. It's just tricky. This is not a bad tank actually. The M2Y.
Do you think?
Yeah, despite its silly. This turret thing is this giant nodule on its head, like
Yeah.
all the American tanks that have it is such a pain in the arse. But overall, it's pretty solid tank. I'm at 65%. Where are we? 48
That's good.
battles, but only 48 battles. We're averaging
48
1,000 experience, so it's not. I mean, I kind of like it. I'm not telling you it's a great tank, but I think it's
No.
not as bad as a lot of people.
I think
would say.
the trouble with that is because it was part of the grind when those type of tanks first came out. People just fired through it as quickly as possible and didn't give it the chance, and then form an opinion on very small number of games as they tried to get through the grind to get to the next level.
And
So
clearly,
I think that's where it's failed.
I would agree with that. I would also add that unfortunately for that thing, the T29 exists.
Yes.
Right. So, and it doesn't have
Yeah.
that nodule. It has a nodule, but
No.
it's not. It hasn't formed into the massive tumor that this nodule has. The
Oh,
T29 just has a small nodule. This has a
Yeah.
there you go. This has a carbuncle.
Oh dear.
And I have found places that are hold downs places where something not quite as tall can hide behind it, but this can't.
Sure.
And it's that thing is sticking up.
Yeah.
You're like, and I keeps getting pinned. Like, I can't hide this thing. Cannot hide my carbuncle.
And the problem is, it's that big that even if you're moving, it's still within the parameters of the enemy shot.
Yeah,
So
And
you can't even jiggle.
and it's centered, right? It's not even a thing like
Yeah.
where you can hide it or something. If your gun is out, it's out. You know what I mean? You're always showing your arse on this thing.
Indeed.
I don't know if so. I ended up in number 3 in the Progetto. That was all right. I'm number 5 in the 5099.
Right.
I'm sucking in Manicore. My Manicore efforts lately have been atrocious.
I think I've been playing Tier 10 today, and I think Tier 10 is a real difficult play at the moment for some strange reason. So if you're up there with your Manticore, it's probably not your gameplay as much as the Tier 10 gameplay.
Oh, dude, it's been horrible. I actually had and it is. I think a lot of it is my game. I don't know why I'm not doing well in it, but I had a Manicore game 000, and it wasn't like I got one shot by something. I lasted almost the whole game, and
Yeah,
it was weird. It was weird.
yeah. Just nothing coming through.
Yeah, it just sucked. That's it. So Battle Pass, I'm at 20 on the last chapter. With Aslan's
Elite
content.
tag.
We're going to talk
Wait.
about... I don't know why everyone's so
Wait,
mad.
stop it.
I don't know why everyone's so mad about elite tags. It's how you know you're awesome.
Yeah. it's the only indicator that shows that you are.
Dude, if
absolutely
you don't have at least a 300 rating on your elite tag or more, are you even playing World of Tanks? Come on.
Yeah, we have to use that number, don't we? 300.
300.
I have yet to even pass 10 on all of my tanks.
You are not doing it right, sir.
Do I care? I do really. It really annoys me.
So, Habert, you're gonna draw me into this discussion. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of people like, oh, you have to let me hide it. People are gonna target me because I have a high number of games in a tank. What?
No,
What?
no,
No.
no.
No. That's not
Do you see
even.
what the problem is? The problem is.
You don't even get targeted with XVM,
Yes,
dude.
exactly.
You're not getting targeted. Do we have to go through this again? This is incredible. I don't, and I apologize to people who disagree with me. I don't get the angst. The whole CC channel is up in arms about it. They're losing
No way.
they're losing their freaking shit because they can't hide it. Although I think the anonymizer hides it, right? Does it not, or
Does
am I
it?
wrong? I don't know.
Okay. Diablo.
Someone help me.
Diablo's bit.
Yeah, so the anonymizer hides it. What?
So all the top streamers like Quickie Baby and all them lot, they anonymise anyway, as a matter of course.
It's
So
not a
there's nothing to
factor.
talk about then, is there?
It's just not a factor. So I guess maybe the ones who avoided it. I'm trying to let me wrap my mind around this logic if I can for a moment. You're mad about the elite thing. You want to be able to turn it off because you think you're going to get focused. If you already thought that, you probably already turned on the anonymizer and it's already hidden. What on earth is the angst about?
Well, I don't know. And can I add, I might be a one-off here, but when I enter into the battle, I do a number of things. Before the battle starts, I look at the team makeup. I look at the enemy team makeup. I look at the map. I look at the situational awareness thing. I look at where I'm going to deploy on this particular type of game because of who I've got in each teams. Not for 1 minute do I look to see, ooh, look, there's an elite tanker with 5 million guns.
Oh, target that guy. Target the elite tanker. Obandu, so this is the deal, that they are real for the amount that they matter, which in my opinion is about 0 unless you're Quickie, Skill, or one of these guys that everyone knows and someone's trying to jack. Yes, that does happen. Yeah. Personally, I would take that as a badge of honor. And absolutely. Every time someone tried to do it, I would, and by God, if they lost, I'd let them know it. But I can see that where someone like Quickie or Skill, if he had 3 or 4 people jacking with him, and especially people on his own team messing with him, that I totally get. So I don't live in that world, and those are 0.0001% of players. Whatever their percentages that are that well known. I understand why they would want it.
Yeah, Diablo makes a very good point. First of all, the point he makes there, he thinks he's only got one elite tank, so he doesn't really understand the system. And he also says, what's the complaining about? Because the elite system is about how many times you play the tank, not how good you are. So
it has nothing to do with how good you are.
I mean, I've got, what's that premium tier 3 thing, the German thing that everybody gets to grind through when you first start playing, whatever it is, the PZ
35T or
yeah, I've got like 10,000 bloody battles in that or something stupid. Not 10,000, but I've got, so does that make me like everybody's going to hunt me down because I've got a tank with all those games in it? No.
Yeah. CO Brute, take it easy, man. Let me know if you're available Tuesday, but it sounds like you're working again, so all right. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Pilgrim. I understand exactly right. Check this out. I'm almost at 100,000 battles.
No way.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh man, that's a man who has
no life.
Serious
lives in his mom's basement.
What we see on screen is a facade. It's really you've got like, this is your avatar. The real you is a small, bespeckled, spotty child sitting in the basement, in his mom's basement.
So not far off of what's going on here.
Yeah, not far off what you're looking like, actually.
This is just a small filter I'm using. This is basically it.
Oh man. That's 100,000 battles. But to be fair, if you break that down into, what is it now, 12 years?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the math, because it's horrifying.
No.
It actually is. I thought that too,
scary.
And then I did the calculations, and I went, "Really?
Oh wow!
Wow!" I mean, it's crazy. But I would say that
I've done a third of what you've done. I've done 33,000 battles.
But you play other games regularly, like I don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not the only game I play. So.
And that's what I'm saying. If most gamers that are serious enough about it, like you and me and the guys watching who like gaming enough that they're watching a show like this or paying attention to games enough, if you did the math on all the things you did, it'd be similar to what I came up with.
I reckon so, yeah. I mean, I probably... Well, I've got... I
know
everybody. How many hours I've got in DayZ. I've got 5,000 hours in DayZ. So, if you then add that to what I do in World of Tanks and Scum...
If you consider your average game is 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's twice as long as I ever last in the sack, mate. 6 minutes. Crikey.
Twice? That's
twice as long.
It's a marathon. Oh yeah.
I'm tired after
that. I should give away some battles. I could sell battles. Good point. I could sell some battles.
Garage slots.
Yeah. I should sell some of my victory rate too. Sell some of my average damage.
Yeah.
That's the gaming economy that we don't know we need. The ability to trade all these numbers with each other.
Yes. But we need a flea market set up so we can do trades.
I'll give you 10,000 vehicles destroyed for 100,000 battles.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, I was trying to get in here for a reason. We were going to take a look at the elite status stuff. So I do have some tanks with a lot of battles. So I actually have a maximum level on the Lurva with 4,454 battles that took to get that. Actually, I don't know what it took to get to it, but it has it. At 3,000, the T-34, still maximum. At 2,700, the IS-6, still maximum. And this does have to do with experience. So these are all high average experience tanks. We go to the Type 59, also at 2,200 battles and a good average experience. Now, the M53-55, not, because you can see its average experience is quite a bit lower than the rest of these. So it has a 269 out of 280. And then the MT25 at 1,400 battles with a similar experience per battle is at 331.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next level I see. So 269 of 280 to go to the next level. I don't know where it actually goes to maximum level.
Yeah.
Do you guys? It's
I was
probably
gonna
in
say, what's maximum? Yeah.
It's in there somewhere. At some point, I don't know if it's the 3. Oh, here it is. It's right here. You just have to hover. So from 250, 350. So 350 gets you to the gold or whatever.
Right.
Or maximum level, I suppose. So this one's at 269. This is at 331. Mana Core is at 323. So considerably fewer, but better average experience. So you can see it's got a higher number. So essentially that's what's going on. How about this one at 112 has good average experience. It's at 330. So that's interesting. Only 909 battles, but 1,000 experience. So you can see, obviously, if you're averaging more experience, you're going to have a better score, I guess, however you want to look at it.
Is it also include premiums?
Yeah, it's everything.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yep.
But it doesn't include anything below tier 6, does it?
I think tier 9's bugged, by the way, guys. Because, where's my other tier 9? So I have another one up here. It's weird because it's not... You would think that the RU or the 251 would be similar to the T-34, but it's showing 99.
Oh, okay.
So I think...
Oh, thanks, Blues. Yeah, tier 5 and all.
Yeah, I think the 9s are screwed up. See, all the 9s are way lower than everything else, so I'm not sure what happened with that.
Yeah.
There was some discussion in the CC chat about that, and I'm not really sure whatever came of it.
But it's I mean, it's a good point. It's like Diablo saying there. It does
that's true.
Stat padders.
That's true. At least you know exactly, just looking at it, that they are one. That they is one. I don't know. It's like all these things. I don't care. I don't care to be anonymous. I do understand why people are. This one in particular, though, I don't. Yeah, it means you have experience in the tank. Doesn't necessarily mean you're really good at it.
No.
It could. It could mean that. You know. You can see all the arty pigs. That's funny.
Yeah, well, there is that. There is that when you're leaning towards one particular tank because you like the game style, you understand the play style, you understand the tank, you understand it, and you're good at it in that tank, and yet you're a good player. There is a lot of that leaning towards those particular, because we all do it. I've got probably 15 to 20 tanks, which it's my go-tos out of the 300 and odd, and they.
Oh, Badu, man, that's perfect. I should do a PSA actually with that as the central theme of the PSA.
Yeah.
Do you feel the need to announce that you're stock in every game you play? Are you worried that your teammates aren't going to be able to rely on you?
Yeah.
Have no fear. With the elite level system, they know you're an idiot.
Yeah. It shows up on screen. Why are you even saying anything anymore?
That's funny. All right, we're still on channel news. We haven't got very far. I think that's it. Oh, next stream Thursday, guys. I'm planning on streaming Thursday. That's my next day off.
Cool.
And that's that. I think it's time
Do you think?
chill. I think it's time to chill. Let's get the blue light out. We got some specials. Yeah, baby. Send
There
it.
you go.
Send it. We are going to send it in a moment. Here we go. Whoop. All right.
There you go.
Premium shop. I do not understand the Murray math.
No. No.
Somebody help me with this.
It's a lot of money, whatever it is.
Well, I was looking. I've already seen some Obsidians out there, and I thought you could just straight up buy it, and I'm assuming you can. kind of tangentially by getting this package that has a lot of keys. 400, I think, or 300. 400 decryption
What's that?
keys.
The captain package.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
so you're getting a Tornwagen, which okay.
Well, you've already got it. You get the gold then.
You get the gold, I guess, minus the
Yeah.
discount, so you're going to get 20% less than it's normally worth. You get 400 decryption keys,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you still need to get the reels. Well, okay, but this is what I didn't quite get there, Cliffy. If I go to Mirny, Lost Hope, and by the way, her name's Hope, and they lost her. Get what they, see what they did there?
Oh, that's so clever, isn't it? It must have took them all of about 30
lot.
seconds to figure that one out, eh?
It's hopeless. Pilgrim.
Is that her name?
And
It's hopeless.
they just hope she comes back.
So it's hope, but less.
Yes.
It's less.
They,
hope.
well, they're hopeless. They don't have hope. They can't find hope.
So hope less. Yeah. There
Yes.
You go. I get it. Yeah. We should be
Anyway,
a comedy duo. We'd make a fortune on stage.
anyway,
Anywho's.
here let's move my camera around here, just so we can. Whoa, it made me dizzy. Okay, here's the level, whatever this level is, easy level, I guess. And you decrypt the reel for 10 keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 10 keys for every reel.
But if I go over to the end one, I can skip and claim reward.
Oh, really? Hang
Yeah.
on, let me just check this out.
But what does that...
Loading content.
Skip the mission and receive the reward at once. Which I can't seem to do for any of these other fellers. Although, maybe if I had keys, it would have a button to decrypt it, but I don't have the reel. Or do I get the reel just because... I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's not clear to me how this works.
It's not very clear at all, is it? I'm struggling with it a little.
Now, if I click skip and claim reward, then it takes me to, hey, spend some money. As a matter of fact, you can actually do it with gold. I wonder if I could just... What happens if I get 10 decryption keys for science? I can do that 9 times. I can do that 1 time. Let's do this for science. I get 10 decryption keys. We're doing that. Why not? All right, so I have 10 keys. Now I have 10. Now if I go here, I can do nothing with them.
No.
Dang it. Wait, I have 10
No.
keys. I click that. It's going to sell me more keys. No, it takes me to a different place to buy stuff. Okay, great.
Yeah, so Zimbo, good day to you. So Blues is saying you have to do, each reel is a mission, so you have to do your missions.
I know,
You
but
can't
I
just
was...
buy reels.
that's what I was saying. Well, then why am I buying keys?
Exactly. Why are you buying keys? What is keys
Do you
for?
not get enough keys while you're doing missions to unlock the reel? You have to actually get extra keys?
Oh, that sucks if that's the
Well,
case, isn't
yeah,
it?
the missions do that. They give you keys. There's other ways to get keys. You can actually play some tanks and randoms that get you stuff, get you extra keys for the tanks that are in the event, the Tornbog and the 6x6 and whatever
Yeah.
the other one is.
Give and claim reward.
Right, the last 4 all 4 of them do? They do. Skip, skip, skip. See, this is what I'm saying, fellas. I don't understand. I really don't. And is this only for the normal mode? And if I get to hard mode, there's another level?
Oh my gosh. So what we're saying is that for the normal, I'm in the normal mode, I would have to buy however many... Right, you need 130 to skip and claim the reward. So you then have to buy the package of 150 keys. And then you would have to do that 3 times?
I don't know. That's what I don't know. I don't understand. I can't figure out if I do this one, if I get 130 keys, I don't get the tank, I don't think. But do I unlock this whole row, or is it just this end one? I don't know, fellas. I'm not sure. It's almost worth it to me to just go buy the $40-$50 package and see
I'm
what the
just
hell
going to say,
happens.
how much is it? Because I might just try it. And not. It's going to cost 4,500 gold to purchase the 150 key bungle. But bungle? Bundle.
Bungle.
Bundle.
Well, I know the 150 is not enough, but the 400 one that's here in the store.
Right. Is
how
that going
much?
to be enough to do all 3 levels?
So, but I feel
Yeah.
like from what guys are saying, even if you buy 400 keys, you haven't unlocked the reel, so you can't do anything
don't get it.
except that there's this button that says skip and claim reward.
Claim reward. And I think is the reward not that tank? The obsidian? Is it not the reward? Yeah, it must be.
Could
So you
probably
must
use
be
the
on
week of premise. Skip this event. Wait for if you have 130 keys, you can skip that level. Okay, so how many keys are required for each level? For you guys that have done it, is the 400 enough? Are they all 130? That would make sense because that would be 390 keys,
Yeah.
and 400 would get you there. Is that? But I can't imagine they give you the Tornvagen and let you unlock the tank for only $57. So I'm a little bit confusing. I'm a little bit confusing. A little bit confused.
Yeah, you're a bit confused.
130 will let me unlock one level. It is progressive, so it's
That
more and
seems
more.
a lot of keys to unlock one level, though.
How much money do you have to throw at it to get the tank? Last 4 reels. Oh.
Right, so you grind to that point, and then at that point you want to go, all right, I want to get the reward, so I'm going to have to pay it, like you do with anything.
So what you're saying is, you have to play up to this level, and then you can spend money to unlock the last.
Unlock the rest instead of having to wait till the 1st of November or whatever it is. If you get close to that end.
Do you have to do that 3 times? If you wanted to buy it, would you have to buy 3 of those things to do the end of each section? Holy
it feels
shit.
that way. Yeah, it feels that way. Normal, intermediate, and hard.
So $170 or so to make that happen?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm glad I got those 10 keys. Those are good. That's going to help me a lot. All right, it was for science anyway.
You'll have to keep hold of them.
I'm gonna go put those in the vault with the other 5 keys.
With the 5 keys for the garage, yeah, absolutely.
Yep, those go in the vault.
El Skinto, I'm with you with that. I actually enjoyed the 4 or 5 games that I had doing this in this mode, and now I'm bored with it. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'll give it a go because I did sort of enjoy it last time, but it's so utterly dependent on everybody else doing what they're supposed to do, and when they don't, you're like, oh, it's frustrating, it's annoying, you know, and it's boring now.
Oh, right, you have to defeat the boss on the levels to move on.
Yeah. Got ya.
First 4 boxes are normal, next 6 are hard, the last 5 are nightmare. Oh. So this is the whole reward thing of the. Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, and they're different colors. Okay, so first 4. All right, that makes sense. Okay. So what he's saying is.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So this first 4 is normal, and then you get this different color. That's the nightmare, and then the last are the hard, which apparently these are the ones you can unlock. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason I didn't bother with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really not in the business anymore of playing modes that I don't like just to get the rewards. Although, again, Wargaming, if you're listening, massive irritation that you're locking tanks behind stupid one-off events.
Basically, yeah.
Well, stupid one-off events. I mean, it's
yeah.
Whatever. It'll come around. The tank will be available at some other point, more than likely, in some fashion. Obsidian is what you
I
make
mean,
spearheads
it's,
out of.
as a Halloween mode, it was a bit of fun initially when it was. I mean, when it came out last time, it was a bit of fun. This time, as I say, I've done 4 or 5 games, and it's starting to be frustrating. So I'm like, I don't want to play it anymore. It's just I just leave it off the books as far as I'm concerned.
Like
Yeah.
when you play randoms, it's frustrating enough that you can't get people to play as a team. When you have a mode that requires teamwork, it gets extra frustrating when people are being stupid. And you can't really coordinate anyway. Usually these things get better though as it goes. People start to figure it out, and you'll have less and less teams where you have like you're always going to run into some jackwagon that's doing something dumb, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Early on, people are doing dumb because maybe they just don't know, and you maybe figure it out before they do. But later in these events, you start to get more teams that are kind of working more or less together. But that's
it does go
frustrating
down,
to go through that whole process.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh no, you're right, Cliff. It's not
Yeah.
time gated, really, is it?
And someone said they did it in 2 or 3 days. The CCs are going through it. They figured about 40 games for someone who's really good, and up to 100 if you're just grinding it. So your results may vary, but somewhere between 40 and 100 is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Doable in 2 weeks. There's still 10 days left.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, for those who want to do it, it's all well and good. It's not for me, though, I must admit.
This is actually a pretty good deal, guys. If you're into the Support Ukraine thing or whatever, all of this money's going to ambulances, which is a good deal. Whatever you think of that whole thing, it's ambulances, so not a bad deal. And I guess the Wargaming crew has actually raised 200,000 euro or something like that already.
Yeah, there's
Just internally.
euros or something. Just about,
just the
internally.
employees. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
now, all that being said, guys, check this out. It's a 50 TP for $30.
Yeah. The thing is, if you've already got it, you'll get the gold for it. But yeah.
I mean, and you get a bunch of camouflage decals and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, a 50 TP I like the 50 TP, to be honest. It's a good solid tank.
Yeah, Fast Red Horse. I'm going to stay away from that whole political piece of it. All I'm saying is, in game, if you don't have the 50 TP and whatever, in terms of the actual cost of a tier 8 premium, I'd throw that out there. It's actually a low cost tier 8. I don't think it's
£24 and 59 pence.
Yeah, that's pretty well under most tier 8s, other than maybe mediums.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Although, once again, as I was perusing, and we'll get there later, as I was perusing Armored Patrol, it's hard to tell what things are supposed to be for RU and what things are supposed to be for EU and NA.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, other stuff. You've got the Cromwell B is back out there, $19, but you get some other doodads with it. TS5 is for sale again. The TS34-3 is out there. The IS2.
The TS5 comes as a package, isn't it?
I think
you've got a deluxe package, you've got the supreme package, and then have they got the
right here, standard 4030. Yeah, they're all mixed up again. It's all lazy web page work yet again, because everything's freaking mixed together. The Kari is out there. It's $46 just for that.
What do you think, Kari? When I looked at it initially, I know you've already spoken about it, but when I looked at it initially this morning, I was looking at it and I'm thinking, do I want to spend money on a Japanese version of a German TD? And I was thinking, probably not. But I haven't done any comparisons with the German TDs, because it looks very much like a JP version or something like that, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
When it came out, it was considered quite strong. I'm not sure what it's doing right now. Let's find out. I think it's still pretty darn good, but tier 8 TD, it's
still a lot of money though. Even
it's number 3 on win rate. Yeah. It is 4 on player win rate. Sorry, player win rate. That's new. What is this? Skill level of players in this tank. Oh, huh. That's interesting. I haven't seen that. That's really interesting, actually.
Is that new? That's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. That's one to watch. Win rate difference. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Now you don't really have... The tank curve still has more fidelity, but this is kind of a tank curve idea. You're getting info from the tank curve on this. So what we have here...
Cool.
is the Jagdtiger prototype is winning at 53.44. The average skill level, I guess it's average skill level of the person playing is 51. So it is overperforming.
Yeah.
Hori 2 is -2. That's cool. I'll have to have a think about that. That's the first time I'd seen that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in there that's useful.
So anyway, back to the thing we were looking at. Go ahead, Pilgrim.
The carry. Sorry, I was going to say,
Yeah.
back to the carry.
DPG 1.
Right.
Frags 1. Assist probably lower. Yeah. Hit percentage drops off a bit down here. Pen percentage 3. So yeah, it's definitely good.
See,
Definitely
again,
good.
it's a casemate, so yeah, it's that particular style of play as well. Yeah. But I might actually get it and give it a whirl but I sort of like my Jagdpanzers. And I'm thinking, well, if it's as good as a Jagdpanzer, because basically that's what it is with a Japanese badge on it, then it should be fine.
Car Forever, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Too much. That's awesome. Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. I like the Hori 2 or whatever the Tier 8 one is as well. This one's more of a Cheeto SP idea at Tier 8. It's just a really good casemate. If you like casemates, it's hard to argue with it.
Yeah, I mean, they priced it a little bit high for my liking, but, you know, the standard, I guess it works out at about $40, $40-something.
This is $46.10 US.
$46.
Yeah.
They priced it a little bit high, you know, for what is an old school tank, to be honest.
All right, you only have
4 days.
Yep, 3 days. 3 days and some change to get
I'll
your
think about it.
Iron Arnie. Last time it'll ever be.
Oh yeah, Iron Arnie. The last time it'll ever be on sale at this point in time.
Somebody mentioned that they figured it was last week. They'll probably just sell it as an M47 later.
Yeah.
It won't have it probably won't have the Arnie colors on it, but it will just be a plain M47 or whatever it is.
It will, won't it? It will.
Yep.
Yes, will.
Oh, sorry, Major Tom, I missed that, and thank you, Cliffy, for sending that to Major Tom. That's a good site. There's a lot of great info on that site. That's my go-to site right there. Let's see. Yeah, nothing else going there. Those are all the relative packages, so to speak.
Have you noticed? Here's the thing: when you flick over to gold, tell me when you're going to do it. Let me just double check.
Okay, I'm there.
They've had a price increase under the radar
For what?
for gold.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, I've been tracking this the last few weeks. 25,000 gold is now looking at, in UK, £81.96. It used to be £76.87, I want to say. So they put it up by £5, which is what, $10?
That's interesting because ours U.S. dollars hasn't changed. It's been $100 for 25,000 gold for about as long as I can remember.
Has it? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gone up. It's gone up this side of the world.
Huh.
So by $10. So I'm not sure.
Well, if they're basing their stuff off the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency of the world kind of idea, the fluctuations in other currencies might actually change those prices. They
might change it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll live with that.
That is a completely uneducated guess, or maybe they just don't.
It sounds logical though, doesn't it?
Maybe they just figured they could squeeze you guys a little more.
We don't pay enough taxes.
All right.
All right, £1.22. Okay.
That's pretty much it for vehicles for sale and all that kind of stuff. I didn't find anything really major in there that was too interesting. If we come over here to the missions, I don't think there's much here either. We looked at Battle Pass already. Lost Hope. Yeah, so here's some of the ways you can get... There's no keys here, though. There's doodads. You can get doodads. These are the little power-ups that you get.
Yeah.
So Lost Hope, Token Store. Remember the Token Store, guys. It is closed. It will close on the 19th of November.
Yeah.
And Battle Pass goes to the 21st. So obviously somewhere around there we're going to get something new. Token store missions. Remember, you get to those by going to the depot, to the depot. Roadmap. There's nothing
What
else
was
there.
what was the code that you put in the clan Discord?
It was for some
What was that
decals. It was just decals.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. And what was I doing? I don't remember. I was doing something. Oh, we were going to go to the depot. We were going to check. And then, so remember, you go here to the, you can't see it, but there's a parachute, and then you click on that. I'm at 14. I don't think there's actually any, tokens going on. Are there no Twitch?
I don't think so, because I've got 7 tokens now, which buys me the sum total of Jack.
There is drops. When did this start? Monday, October 23rd. What? This appears to be active.
Really? Should we have a look?
Oh, end date. Never mind. That's weird. I was on Twitch yesterday, and it showed nothing. I wonder if I just didn't wait long enough. It was loading, or who knows. That's bizarre. All right. Well, there you go. There was a weekend thing. I thought there wasn't one. I have no idea.
Carrefour's saying that there was a sheriff debacle to be talked about. Are you aware of that?
No. You talking about having the accounts turned off? Yeah. How does Carr know that? Steele posted a video on it. Well, okay, there you go. So it's out there, huh? Yeah. So, how do I couch this? Do I come off the top rope, or do I just let it slide like I've let so much of the rest of it slide? Let's just get the facts. I'll just call, and if you want to see Steele's video, he's probably pretty hot about it, I'd imagine, because he used it a lot for his engagement. He had a day, Steele did, and a couple of guys did. I think even I think Goose did it too. They would have a day scheduled that they streamed, because that was Sheriff Day. They would get on the Sheriff account and they'd rage around, and all of their watchers knew it was happening, and they'd try to count in, and they'd try to get them, and it was great for their engagement. And somehow, somewhere along the way, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the EU guys started pissing and moaning about it.
Really? That doesn't surprise me, Guido.
And which, on the one hand, I get, because they didn't have those. Theoretically, now we're all one big herd. There is no more NAEU in terms of CCs. There's CCs and CAs, and then there's a special diamond level, like Quickie and maybe Skill. They're ambassadors or something. They're at a different level, which they should be, because they have that big of a reach. I don't even know if NA has one of those, to be honest. To a large extent, I've begun ignoring a lot of that. I rarely even engage on the CC Discord for lots of reasons. Yeah. That's where I am on that. So that's all there is really to say about the controversy. That some people complained. Wargaming decided to look at it. If they're going to bring everybody together and one group of people has something that the other doesn't, then they have to look at that. At the same time, you go, once again, EU complains about something, and we lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of the NA guys are a little hot about it. I hadn't played my Sheriff account in a long time. It doesn't necessarily affect me too much, but I do understand the angst about it. That's where we are.
It's where we are.
Yeah.
But do you have a CC account?
I have a press account.
A press account, right?
I have a press account.
That's the one that you would play. That they used to give you the tank to take out there before it was released. That was the one.
That's the plan now. Generally,
yeah.
If it's something that's attached to an event, say the Obsidian, they are kind of using the press accounts, which on one hand I understand, because when CCs start to play stuff on their own account and people see it, then that gives away kind of what's going on. If you're really paying attention, you can sort of figure that out.
Yeah.
The press accounts you can't look up. They don't have stats that you can look up.
Okay.
So that's one way that they can try to control the outflow of information, is by doing it that way. That doesn't work for me because my press account isn't my brand, such as it is. We've gone over this multiple times, yada yada.
Yeah.
I did do it this last time for the prototype and a couple of their tanks. I thought people would be interested in my opinion on that, so I did that. I'm unlikely to do that again.
Yeah.
I'll take it on a case by case basis, but I wanted to work the process through Wargaming and see how it all worked and what the plan was with all that. And it worked as advertised for the most part. I did not do the Obsidian for that reason. That's why you're not seeing any content from me on the Obsidian.
Yeah.
Because plus it's not a mode I'm going to play, so I don't really feel good about promoting the whole thing because I'm not playing it.
No, and that's fair enough, because why have an opinion on something you're not involved in? I mean, that's fairly standard in my book,
Yeah.
If you're not involved with it, don't have an opinion.
There was some issues with the sheriff's accounts because they could pick a map. I thought they had disabled that. Some people have said that maybe that wasn't necessarily true, that you were still able to do it. We were told we were not supposed to do it. But it's funny when gamers are gamers and people can make all kinds of rationalizations. Some of the guys are like, well, I have a limited amount of time, so I can pick a map so I can do content. I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but no.
I can't see how that would save you time. Picking a
Well, yeah, if you want to do if you're trying to do scout content on proc, the fact that you can pick proc and do scout content, that obviously saves you time. At the same time, you're picking a map, and you were told not to do that, so I don't know, You know what I mean? Look, Wayne's trying to get me to take a break, and I am actually going to do that.
That's a good idea, actually.
My daughter's headed back to school, so she might actually be kicking around. So let's have use Kellerman share, use it once in a while. Right, Zemke. I mean, I don't understand why they don't just give it to all the CCs and call it a day. It's a great thing. I don't know. I guess they're worried that their pixel gold pile is being depleted at 250 gold coins at a time.
It must be painful giving that stuff away.
Smog doesn't want to lose a single gold piece.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Where is that little invisible Hobbit CC stealing gold pieces one at a time? If I allow that to happen soon, there'll be no gold pieces left on my hoard. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido, nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message. That to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek. For the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell. To bring you all to Unicom land. Or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Watt community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So we broadcast his message far and wide, using YouTube, Twitch, and various means, to lead you to the promised land of WR. Win 8 and damage counts. That a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, "Yes, boss man."
All right, we're back. So let's just wrap up the whole sheriff account thing because I want to be fair to Wargaming. The word from them is they are reviewing it. So clearly they have an issue with one group. If they've brought everyone together and one group has something the other one doesn't, they have to come up with an answer. Like, okay, no, that's an NA thing, but that's unlikely. So they're reviewing it. That's where it stands. It's possible everyone gets one. I don't know. It's possible they just go away. Right now they've gone away. So that's the angst with the guys who already had it. Guys and gals who already had it. But I do want to say that part because they're reviewing it. That's actually what's happening.
That's where it's at the moment. Let's leave it there then.
Take that for what you will, but that's the situation. Yeah. Bring back Carr. I know. I'm just telling you. You know, it's like Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. And then.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're done with shilling. Did we do all the shilling on it? Mirrorneys, tokens?
Yeah, I think we did.
All right. Subjects du jour. Subjects du jour. There is a interesting, not entirely great, but not horrible tank guide that they put out for Proc. And I guess this is a series. I think I've mentioned it a couple times, but the Proc one just came out. And it looks like that on the web page. And the guy goes through, there's some good info, especially for newer players. I had some disagreements with some of the things they were saying to some extent.
Yeah, I got some reservations, especially about the light tank play that they're indicating.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
he sort of says this line here. He doesn't really indicate that this bush line here is only really useful to the north spawn, because the south spawn has a 0 chance of getting there without getting nuked, and even the north spawn has a bit of trouble. So he just mentions that that's a play area. I guess maybe they might be thinking this other line, but even this is difficult to get to. So it's little details. It's not necessarily that he was wrong about light tanks being on the west side of the map. That's 100% right. But there were some differentiations in some of the specifics that were unmentioned, which could give people trouble.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you look along the whole line of those bushes, they are, especially if you've got ELC 90s or something like that in the game, they are viable. You know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of the line of bushes down the road was discounted. You know, they had TDs sitting in the back. You can actually push a TD with good camouflage quite high up the map.
Yeah, and then they had a picture. I can't remember where it was. It might be this one right here. So this light tank, and the other thing is they're not showing the mini map of where things are, which is irritating. They have this kind of setup right here, but they're not. That's not the mini map from this match. It's just this line showing it, and then they have this light tank here, and here comes this dude out in the open, which I think he's in this lower spot here. So this
he's in the bowl, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, he's not in the bowl. This light tank must be next to the bowl or north.
Oh yeah.
Of the bowl, and I'm thinking, who the hell is shooting this guy?
Yeah.
Like, where are those shots coming from? Are they coming from the road line?
Look like the left-hand side.
Or do they have snipers higher up here? Which you can shoot guys down there, but you have to be pretty far forward. So this would be a kind of a weird situation. My point on this is a late game or different kind of situation. Normally, you're lighting guys over here on the west portion of it and getting a lot of shots. People down low in the bowl, they're hard to hit unless you've got guys up on the edge, and that's always going to be a late game thing. Or potentially got guys up high, but you've pushed their vision way back by here. So it was a weird one to show.
That is very, very dangerous play if you're taking shots from up there.
I'm not saying it's not
down into the bowl.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not possible. I mean, certainly, obviously, if you can spot and get shots, that's great. Also, why is this guy raging forward right now when he knows that whole section's lost? It was just a weird setup. I don't know.
I like this idea of them going through the maps and detailing it in the way they do, but there's so much more to the gameplay than what they're showing, which is okay. You can't show everything, but I think over the years we've played, you sort of get a feeling for each map and each tank type and where it should be, where it's useful.
Yeah.
And 90% of that they're showing in these little projects that they're doing, but it's the other 10% that comes from experience.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about you could use the town for forward spotting. Well, I don't know any light tank that wants to sit in that little village over the other side of the tracks.
I know. I saw that. I saw it.
Building's destructible.
Yeah, I saw that. And he's like, you can make a scouting run through the village. I'm like, yeah. Every scout I've ever seen do that dies.
Yeah.
Not every, but
yeah. With
I saw that scout go up, and again, that's a viable late game thing.
Yeah.
Where there's less guns and you want to make a run and find a guy, but early on, but none of that's described. None of that is said. Right. And if you take a light tank, go up and over those tracks while guys are coming up to the 5-6 line, you're going to lose a lot of hit points or die.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, your crossfire is automatic in that location. Automatic, isn't it? You know.
And I'm not saying it's wrong necessarily. What I'm saying is that you haven't showed a very common situation. You're showing kind of uncommon situations, and then calling that a general guide. Like some of the, I don't know. You're sort of leading people in the wrong direction to some extent.
But isn't it funny in that you can then start to understand how Wargaming see that they want that game played on that particular map. You know, that's their breakdown of, how they see the battle should be run with lights, mediums, and all the rest of it. Whereas in real life, it's a little bit different to that.
It does. It also shows the difficulty of doing guides like that because
Oh, yeah.
you can't cover every eventuality. And I've done some map guides, and I always get I've started 2 or 3 times, and I always get comments. Well, what about? I'm like, man, yes, there's a lot of whatabouts. I can't cover every whatabout on this thing. So on the one hand, like you said, it's great they're doing it, and it does give you some good general information. Just be careful with the specifics, especially things like this part.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, oh, I need to run forward and get spotting on the guy down in the open. Well, almost nobody is ever right there, especially if your scout's forward enough to see them. It happens
That's a good
occasionally.
point, Deadeye. Deadeye's first time chat, welcome in. But that is a good point, actually. West Side is a bit difficult.
See, Deadeye, the thing is, I love it for that very reason, because I love playing the vision game, especially if I'm in a scout. I absolutely love.
Yeah, if you're in your Manticore.
I absolutely love tearing down campers and bush humpers. I do. People sitting in bushes and just getting absolutely crushed because I outspot them and outplay them. I love that. That is one of my favorite things in the game.
Yeah, that whole road. If you use those line of bushes that go down that whole road, it's so much fun because it's amazing how close you can get to the enemy and not be spotted using that. If you've got a good light with good camouflage with good burn through, it's amazing how far you can get down that road.
But I also love the counters, the whole chess match of another light tank trying to outlight another light tank. I enjoy that too. Not just power outlight like Manicore versus something much worse.
Yeah.
But Manicore v Manicore, as an example, out spotting people with another light. I find that whole chess match on this map to be awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I do love Proc. I do. You know, it is definitely a scouting map. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to play the whole game like that. That's why I like city maps too. I'm glad they have. I like that they have some of every map. That's cool to me. Now, it's irritating if I'm in my scout and I load into a city map in Himmelsdorf or something like, that kind of sucks. But there's another challenge to that too. That's a different challenge. You wouldn't want to do it all the time.
You can do the old sniper-rooney thing with a scout on a city map. You can sort of peek and poke. You've got speed to get out the way. You know, you're not going to do masses of damage, but you're going to be like a wasp in the room. Aren't
Yeah,
you?
listen, I say that when I'm streaming. Like, all right, my plan this match on this map is to be annoying. I'm gonna go with other mediums and heavies, and I'm gonna be very careful with my hit points. But I'm gonna try to look for openings to use the speed, poke out and shoot and track things, and depending on the light tank and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it's not me saying, oh, Guido says light tanks are fine on cities, and he likes that. I'm like, nah, okay, it's a challenge, and I like it once in a while. But then I'm always hopeful Proc will show up, right? And then I can do Proc stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Steel loves lights. He does well. Yeah, exactly. It's all fun and games till the medium with the CVS shows. Yeah. I would agree with that. I would actually love to see mediums not get a CVS.
Because that's not part of the role, surely.
I know, but you know what? How about this? How about let's just remove CVS? Totally.
That'd be good.
Just take it out of the game.
Yeah.
Just take it out of the game.
Yeah.
That'd
be so much better. Then you can rely on your crew skills, your camp, all that sort of good stuff.
So Guido's bright idea would be remove CVS and nerf everything's view range except scouts by 10%. Everything across the board.
Okay.
Nerf it all 10%.
Yeah, you'd be in a Manticore, like you'd have another 10,000 games, 100,000 games in a Manticore, wouldn't you?
Well, it makes scouts worth something, worth a lot.
True.
Yeah, mediums are jacks of all trade. I wouldn't mind keeping the CVS if you nerfed everything's 10%.
Fair enough.
Anywho's my biggest issue with the CVS, one of the most painful parts of it, is the difference between a tier 7 and a tier 8 scout.
Yes.
The poor tier 7 scout trying to compete with an 8. It's already at a disadvantage being a tier down, and now it doesn't have a CVS and the tier 8 does. That is so painful. Yeah.
That's true. Major, that is true. Yeah. To have the thing is with scout play, as we've always said this, scout play is almost all dependent on team play. You can't be effective as a scout unless you've got a team that's going to support you and back you up. And it's so frustrating. This is why I like playing light tanks, but it does frustrate me at times because you go out of your way to go and get a good position, and some positions you can get are amazing, and you lighten up 2/3 of the team, and nobody is taking any advantage of it because either they're not in the right place at the right time, or they're just not even looking at the mini map.
Well, what you got to do there,
"Ah."
and it's not an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to say and not a hard thing to do. Is really, that's why scouts require you to really pay attention to where your own team is, and if they aren't backing you up, then you got to go find a place where they are, or fall back to a spot where you can spot for them, and that's way easier to say than do. But that can be a fun challenge too, to go, all right, this deployment's not what I'm expecting. Where can I go to put my eyes to? How do I draw the herbivores out of the paddock and get them to stampede?
Yeah. No, I get you.
I gotta tip the lantern over in the whatever place they are.
The Doobly Furky.
Yeah, the Furbadiller, the Dibber
Barn.
barn. I couldn't even think of the word barn. In the frickin' barn,
in the barn. Yeah.
and get the herbivores moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, not knowing what the value of the bushes is, and unfortunately, you just learn that by hard-earned experience. Okie dokie, Proc guide, check it out. And here's the list, by the way, if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. Here's the guides they've done. So there's quite a few. It's a good resource. I recommend if you're curious about a map, or even if oftentimes I'll give this kind of stuff a once over, even though I know a lot about a lot of the maps. And maybe if I see a CC talking about a map, because I've found places I haven't really thought about or seen used, and it's always good to get a different angle. And even if you don't agree with it, at least you might see something interesting about that angle of tactic on that map.
Well, there's two sides to that, because when you look at those, well, there's more than two sides. It's a great thing for newish players to go through it and see it and start to form an understanding of the game, and that helps with their experience. It's also a great thing for your own side when you're, your own play, if you look at them like we have done and you find something new. Oh, I didn't know about that. Let's have a look at that. And then the other thing is, it's great because some of it you can say, I did not know that was where the enemy could get to. And then you go, all right, so there's a possibility that, the gameplay is such that there will be enemy in that particular location.
Right.
But it's very rare. But yeah, I mean, it gives you that other angle as well, is that, it's not just about your own gameplay, it's that the other team could utilize that particular position that you never thought about.
Cliffy makes a great point. I've talked about this a lot, especially in my videos about lights. There are a lot of tanks that have the same view range, lights and mediums, etc. The light's advantage is it holds its camo while it moves, which allows it to get closer relatively than the mediums and gives it more burn through. So even though its view range is the same as the medium, it can get closer.
Yeah.
Or it can get into spots where it can see more important real estate, let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So it can get it can see a level deeper, not because it has more view range, but because it can get closer and push its view range past. Yes. Where, say, a medium can get to. So that's the big thing. And then, of course, early game where you can actually get to the bush, and late game, So it's the camo on the move. It's huge. The Manicore and the EBR even 9 or the even 90. Holy cow, they can drive right by people. It seems like sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
You can definitely get past outside proxy circle. Especially with the even 90, you can go past tanks outside the proxy circle sometimes and be invisible.
So we haven't talked about it yet, but we did obviously get a new patch, and there's a considerable amount of change to the crew setup. What do you guys think of all the crew stuff? I haven't dug into it too deep. Obviously, I've used it here and there. You can see right here on the top right, this looks different. So they've got some extra capability here. From now, all you have to do is click on that, and it brings up. I'll get rid of and it brings up this whole idea, and not bad. You can highlight that, and it'll tell you exactly what it's going to do, which is cool. In fact, very interesting actually. If you look over here, it's changing the number on the right side. Can you see that? You can just barely see it, but So
Yeah.
I'm highlighting camouflage, and then
Yeah.
it shows what it'll do over on the stats over there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty good.
I like this setup. It's I'm just starting to get into it, and I've spent some time this morning just going through crew. You know, like, a lot of my crews sit in premium tanks, you know, and I have to swap them around and all that nonsense. So, but I like the fact that it's got all this extra info that comes with just clicking on the crew. I do like it actually. It's one thing about the crew that Wargaming have done that actually impresses me. It's nice to have the extra information.
Let's see. Should have left something I needed. Don't like being able to filter crew and tanks in the barracks. You don't like it? I haven't messed with the filter. Where is that? Crew operations. Yeah, I don't know. Generally, I think it's fine. Picking a new skill is just by going down here and you click on it when you have a new one. I don't know if I have any. How do I get out of here? Here we go. I'm not sure I have any tanks that have a skill to pick. Probably not. Maybe if I do this. Got to find a tank that I didn't change after 6 cents. Let's find one maybe that's got a guy sitting on. Here we go. All right, so I have a skill. I got a plus, so I'll click on Homelander. We'll come over here, and the ones that are shaded, those are the ones I have, and I can click on those all day. I can't pick it. That's how you pick it. So you just highlight or hover over the one you want. And unfortunately, in the Astron, what is this guy trained to? This guy's actually trained to the Astron, which is pretty funny, but whatever. So you can't, yeah, we've got loader, radio operator, and commander. So I think intuition is the way to go with this guy. Concealment, firefighting, UI, mentor, yada, yada, yada. Sound detection. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go intuition. So I'm going to click on that. Boom. Train the intuition perk. Train. Done. And like I said, you can hover your cursor over it. You can't see all my stats over here. Not everything changes the stats, but things that do, like concealment. Here, I'm going to move Pilgrim. Hold on, Pilgrim. All right.
I'm holding on. I'm feeling
So the concealment is sitting at 300. If I hover over this, it gives you the bonus, right? 308. Actually, we'll look down here. 17% stationary. So if I pick concealment, I'll get 31% out of it, or it will be 31% after the bonus. Boom. So that's pretty cool. Kind of shows a little extras.
It's a lot of info. You know, we sort of always pick on Wargaming for having 10 clicks for one piece of information. This actually is totally opposite to what they normally do. And you actually get an awful lot of information out of that one click. So you click on the crew member and you've got lots and lots and lots of info, which is useful. Go to your Manticore. Go to your Manticore.
Hold on a second. Why can I not get to the barracks from here?
From your crew.
No, from this page. Why is there not a button straight to the barracks from this page? I have to go out of here, and then I have to go up here, and it's its own thing. That's bizarre. Anyway, so you don't like the crew, don't like being able to filter, or haven't found it yet. I think it's only the barracks, right? They did advertise being able to filter here, didn't they? Try to filter out. Oh, does that not? Is it like not there anymore? Oh, that's yeah, dude. Where is it? Is this it right here? Filter by parameters. All right. So we got in barracks. Yeah, there you go. In barracks. Boom. That should be it, right?
Should be.
Is that what you were looking for? This is a seminal moment.
This is a seminal moment.
It is a seminal moment.
You need that angelic choir singing in the background now off your Steam.
I feel good about myself right now. Is the cheer working? I can't hear it.
I think.
Oh, there it is. All right. taught Cliffy something. That's a one-off, folks. It's a one-off. Won't happen again. Unlikely to happen again in your lifetime, my friends.
Yeah.
All right. So the crew interface has been overhauled, as they say in their write-up. Elite Levels System, a barometer of your experience.
Right.
Is there anything else to say about that? We
I think we covered it, haven't we? I mean, you know, yeah.
we veered into that at some point. I think it's much ado about nothing, to be honest. I still go with opportunity costs. It would have been nicer if they just spent that time on something else that needed to be done. But there it is. It's in the game now.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what's going on with the Tier 9. I feel like the Tier 9s are goobered up.
Yes. Yeah, it does look that way when you look at it, doesn't it?
Yep. And then Myrni 13, Lost Hope.
Yeah.
Get it,
Hope.
Pilgrim?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her name
Is
is
it Hopeless.
Her name is
it
Hope.
Hopeless? Yeah.
They lost her. They're looking for her.
Yeah.
They've also lost hope.
And it's hopeless as well, isn't it?
And
So
it's hopeless. And
they've lost hope and
they're hopeless.
Yes.
They
It's
lost
nice, isn't it?
They lost hope. They've lost hope.
Yeah.
They're
all hopeless,
They're
isn't it?
hopeless, and it's hopeless.
Yes. Yes, they are without hope.
They're without hope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This parrot is definitely dead. It is short off its mortal coil. It speaks no longer.
Blues Traveler's made a good point. There is no hope.
There is no hope. Yes, no hope.
No hope. But this hope goes to 11. This one goes to 11. You turn it to 10, and then you go to 11. Why not put it on 9 and then turn it to 10? This one goes to 11.
Yes.
All right.
This one goes to 11.
I thought this was interesting. Players with Watt Premium account will be credited additional 24 hours of premium account time to make up for the update. If you like the blah blah blah, please wait until the server. But if you have Watt Plus,
Yes.
but Watt Plus has got you covered. Got you covered.
But you
No,
get gold.
Now the thing is, Watt Plus is a month subscription, so I don't know how they would compensate, but I find it funny that they're compensating this but not Watt Plus. You're paying for both.
Oh, yeah.
You've lost time using both. Why does one get? Probably because it's just easier to do and crediting somebody a day of Watt Plus. Still though,
Yep. Still
going
there.
back to the discussion earlier about equity and all that good stuff,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny. Pretty
Yes,
funny.
it still doesn't. It gives me no hope. Ooh,
You have no hope.
wait. No hope to want to get Watt Plus in any way, shape, or form because I think it's pretty hopeless.
I still haven't bought it. I still haven't bought it.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Zemke, thanks, man. Much appreciated. 6-month streak.
Hey,
All
I saw
right.
Zemke on Goose's stream yesterday.
Did you?
I think the gang were in. There was Zemke. There was some others. I can't remember the names of all of them. But
Kicking
yeah,
that
as soon
butt?
as I typed in "Hi Colonials," they all flooded at me. Yeah.
Yeah, Major Tom. We dove into that probably 5 or 6 months ago, looking at the map stats on win rate for side of map and map. That one's eye opening actually in some cases. Goose is playing with skill. Nice. Usually he doesn't. Usually he has no skill.
Oh,
Oh, I'm just kidding, Goose. Just kidding, brother.
get the Steam Deck going.
That was
Have you,
that was the
have
same
you-
joke
have
in
you-
the vein of no hope, no skill. Get it?
Yes, it was no help, no skill.
Usually he
It
plays
was-
with no skill,
Yeah.
not skill on his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you sorted your Steam Deck out yet? Can you make it work? Have you got it working? Or
Oh,
that
I use it all the
50%
time, man.
effect?
I use it all the time.
There's no sound effects ever come through.
What? Didn't you
Or
hear?
maybe because I've got the stream turned down. There you go. That's why.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I buzzed you. That's annoying. Sorry, guys. That was super annoying. All
I
right.
heard it. I heard the buzz because I turned the volume up.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you're going to have an echo, 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 echo.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I turned it down.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's the new patch. It's okay. It doesn't bother me.
Do you know
that
what
much.
made me laugh about that new patch, Guido? Do you know
Please,
what made
please
me
tell
laugh?
us.
The very next day, they had a micro patch to attach to that patch because obviously they forgot something on the main patch, didn't they?
Hey, I found that picture I want to show you. All right, guys, so
Oh, cool.
we were discussing Midjourney before we came on, and I think last week we were talking about your Indian motorcycle. And
Yeah.
I said something about I need to try to make an avatar, a different avatar with your Indian motorcycle, whatever. Well, this prompt, I think that will tell the prompt actually, but this is what I got.
Let me expand the picture. Hang on. So we're about 30 seconds, but oh, look at that! So that is Midjourney getting very, very finessed.
It's
for
interesting
the
that
better
it's starting to figure out hands,
word. Yeah.
starting to figure
Yeah.
out hands. So
Because if you compare that to the hands on my avatar,
yeah, there's no gnarly elbow involved here.
there's no.
So
Oh,
I put
that's
in
quite cool, isn't it?
I put in a British Army hobbit riding an Indian motorcycle. I don't know if maybe that's a older one or whatever, potentially, or close to it. Sometimes it's not allowed to do exact stuff. Wearing a flat cap hat. Probably don't need the word hat. Flat cap hat. That's the redundant.
No, it's just a cap.
That's the Department of Redundancy department right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, that was AI generated. Yeah.
Well, you see, when you were saying earlier on that Midjourney have got a little bit more refined with it, I guess refined, isn't it? That is actually impressive if you compare that with my avatar.
That might be,
That is
Car.
impressive.
That might be. So it doesn't look much like a hobbit, other than it might be a short feller.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
cool,
I
though,
don't
isn't it?
know. Is a hobbit copyrighted? Because I bet you dwarf isn't, or trog, or orc.
Orc might be. That's a word he made
Orc
up.
might be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a word he made up. I don't know if that showed up before he made that word. Maybe. I don't know. Here's a funny thing. So, tangent time. I'm teaching my mom how to use Midjourney. She's 84, 85.
Oh, I love her to bits, mate. I've got no idea, mate.
Oh, she's got Discord and everything. And so I actually I got her into she knows how to use Discord because she teaches her Latin classes through Discord and does it virtual and shows slides and does the whole 9 yards.
Cool.
Her file system makes me want to pull my hair out and stab myself in the eye because she just lets it put it wherever. I don't understand it. It's a fucking mess. But anyway, she does it.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Discord. She writes too. She does short stories and stuff. And she's like, oh, maybe I could make some illustrations. Like, yeah, man, it'd be pretty cool. Actually, you never know what you're going to get. Maybe you won't get what you want. But so she's writing a short story, and she's trying to get that published with the writers group. They put out anthologies of all the writers and stuff. She's had like 4 or 5 stories published, little things.
Wow, she's been published.
Yeah, I mean it's groups of people that get together. It's pretty cool. You can buy them on Amazon and stuff like that. So we get her signed up to the Discord, and I'm trying to get her to use the Discord bot, and I had forgotten that you have to buy the $10 a month subscription to get to do it with the bot. You can go into the rooms if you just sign up for free, and you get so many freebies, and then you have to decide. So I'm like, shit, Mom, we have to get you at least the $10 subscription, and that'll get you X number of prompts or whatever. I can't remember how it does it. I rarely run out anymore.
Right.
So we actually get her through all that stuff, and she figures out. She goes to the webpage, she puts in her card, and does the whole 9 yards, and she gets the subscription. And I get her to bring up the bot, and she puts in the prompt, and she starts going. And then I'm describing because it gives you 4 pictures, and then you can upscale a picture, or you can do a variation. And they're always kind of jiggering with the other things you can do to improve it. It's very different than when it started. So I'm going through all the different buttons and what she can do to upgrade it or make a variation or whatever. So we do this for 4 or 5 pictures and things, and kind of getting her comfortable with generally how it works, so she can probably lose the rest of the day, because that's what I did the first time I had her. I just started making pictures for hours on end.
Yeah.
And so at one point, I said something about AI, and I'm like, yeah, AI is doing it or whatever. to a question she had, and then she stops. She goes, "Oh, so people aren't drawing these?"
Oh, God bless her. Oh, bless her. To be fair, that's probably the reaction I would have had if you were teaching me.
So it was awesome. So my mind, when a lot of times when I hear stuff like that, I'm thinking about that for a second. Go, so how would that work? There are tens of thousands, tens of thousands of digital artists across the world, and they're waiting for the order to come through, and then they create a picture, they send it back.
Oh man, that is so good.
And then the program
so
takes the 4 pictures from the 4 artists and puts it on your screen.
Oh, bless her.
And and for a moment, I'm thinking that is actually more awesome than the AI doing it. If you could put that together, if you could create a system that could do it through people across the world that fast, you will have done something, in my opinion, better than AI.
To get onto this, doesn't he? I mean, imagine employing 10,000 artists. I mean, you would, or even more. You would revolutionise employment overnight, wouldn't you?
But here's, and this is where my mind goes, because you got to think like, okay, so that's the general plan, but then you're like 10,000, 100,000. If you think of how many of these pictures are generated by people, and this is only one AI. Midjourney is only one of a dozen big ones, and probably several dozen or maybe more others. You extrapolate that out of the number of images that are created per second on Earth right now by AI through these programs, and pretty soon you're like, we actually would need about we need an exponential increase in population of the world, and they'd have to all be digital artists to make that work.
Yeah, you would have to have another planet full of digital artists, wouldn't you?
So now, that's a good point. So now we need enough people to create the spaceships to get us to the digital planet world, so that we can start a colony for the digital artist guys, so that we can have.
Maybe that's what Elon Musk's idea of populating Mars is all about.
100 billion digital artists on Mars making Midjourney prompts.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. I think we cracked it. I think you and I have broken down the barriers of secrecy.
Yeah,
we've opened it up. I think Mr. Musk will be knocking on our doors soon, won't he?
And in order for the human to be faster, to draw it in seconds, they would have to actually have AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to create AI for the human to create the thing. See, it takes.
What they would have? They would have a mechanical sleeve attached to their arm with various different coloured pens that would be fitted, and then a sensor implanted in the brain. Remember, he's talking about having having like a computer inside, just behind the ear. That's where it's at. Oh, we cracked it, mate. We've got it.
The future.
Elon Musk, eat your heart out.
We just created the future. It's Edward Digital Hands.
Yes, with all the primary colours attached to the end of your fingers.
The primary
operated
colours.
by a mechanical arm.
Yes. Anyway, there's your Hobbit on your motorcycle.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I think if you don't mind, I'll keep my avatar you did for me.
Oh, I'm not changing it. Yeah.
That's gnarly. That is. I've got it on everything at the moment. Yeah.
And so, in a slightly different angle, that's what Pilgrim and I were talking about before we came on. Midjourney's getting really good. I mean, that picture the hands were more or less right. It's still a little funky, but compared to what they were at the beginning, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And just the whole thing, but it's very. It sort of has lost its charm in the kind of whimsical funkiness of it is being weeded out.
Yeah.
Like that avatar of yours with the whole thing about it is just interesting. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not right in nearly any way.
No.
It's vaguely correct in proportion and what we asked for, but the charm of it is exactly that. If that was go ahead.
Yeah, what you've got is elements of whatever you asked of it. it's created elements of that ask. So if you put cap in, flat cap, it's created its version that it saw at that time. Gnarly elbow, it saw at that time. Now, obviously, with more information being put into the system, it becomes more refined, it becomes more accurate, less interesting. Isn't that weird?
It is. It is. And if you tried to tell it to do it that way, to be more whimsical or weird, it almost couldn't on purpose, right? It was charming and whimsical and weird because it was trying to be right and didn't know how to be right.
Yes, it's getting more and
And
more.
now
right.
it's getting more right. And if you tried to tell it to be whimsical and weird, it would be
it's gonna look at you.
it would be contrived, and it wouldn't really know how to do that. I don't think.
So the input you would have to put in would have to be so far off center for it to interpret what you're saying as wanting to be whimsical or interesting.
Yeah.
So you would have to, instead of saying flat cap, you would have to put, a generalized head covering that is for, you would have to really make.
You might, you might. I don't know if they have availability to older. Maybe, Cliffy, there may be a prompt that says use version whatever, but I would imagine they probably. I mean, obviously they have that version somewhere, but I don't know if it's all online because they only have so much server. They only have so much server time, and even now, oftentimes you'll wait a little while because they're using up all their server time.
Or the 10,000 people are scribbling away.
Oh yeah,
like map. Just wait, I'll get there.
I mean, it's like anything. You just have to buy more server time.
Yeah.
That's even standard problem. But I don't know. That's a good question. You might be able to go back one or two. I don't know. It seems to me they mentioned that in some of the facts that you could go back a version or two, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, Wayne, you can pay people to play your games in what? Whether they're people or AIs, yeah, you can. Apparently, you can get the 379 early that way.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? We got talked about elite levels. December 5th, my understanding, is potentially the Christmas update, just for your planning purposes.
Okay.
That was
5th.
that
What
was
day
in
is that?
that was in
Let's just see what day that is.
Armor Patrol anyway. All right, what do we got
Oh,
here?
it's a Tuesday. Yeah, it's normal Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah.
So this is what was talking about earlier. We got this one's listed Watt EU Super Test Type 71, which is a Japanese premium tier 10. And then we slide down. There's the bonus code, by the way, guys. RM blah blah blah. I don't know if this is still live, and it's just 3 decals, but here it is, just for your essay. I don't even know. I'm not sure if those are the ones if those are the kind you can sell. Maybe they are. Probably not, because Magnus, I believe, goes with Mirny, as I recall.
Yeah.
Watt EU, Type 71 in game. Okay, so if we come down here, we go to older posts and continue going. We got Watt EU BZ, Watt RU, Maneuvers Shadowfront. This is a event they have apparently, a 7v7 thing. Watt RU Tier 9 ranked battles. Are we getting that? I don't know.
Tier 9 ranked battle.
Yeah, so we were talking about that last week about why is everything always Tier 10? Why not have some stuff with Tier 9s and 8s and 7s? So that's pretty cool. I don't know if the 71 has gun cooling. That's screenshots. Let's go to... Here's the detailed stats. It has automatic hydro-pneumatic suspension. Gun cooling. There it is. Gun cooling right there.
Oh, okay.
This all got delayed, though, because apparently there was some issue with the whole cooling thing. So siege mode, got to be slow to do it. Vertical aiming goes to -12. Oh, that's what we need. Good. We need a heavy tank. We need a heavy tank.
We need one of those loaders, auto loaders, reloaders, loaders.
We need to incentivize a heavy tank to camp in the back with this -12. That is what we needed. Last week we scratched the itch of needing another heavy autoloader, reloader, with the KB4 thing that has an autoloader. Now Now we have a sniping minus 12 degree heavy
Yeah.
tank. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. It's going to
Perfect.
sit there on the. Yeah, it's good. It's like a super conqueror, but on steroids, sitting at the back.
Oh, and we need it to have a loading time of just under 9 seconds.
Really, of course it.
That's
has.
good. We needed that. Needed to shoot that fast. Perfect. And it needed a 270 turret. So we got everything we needed.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very
That's not going to be OP. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be a
very
game
strong
changer.
turret, fast
Balanced
aiming,
tank.
minus 12, shoots every 8 seconds, maybe in the 7s with enough stuff attached to it. Sadly,
It has
Wayne,
wheels.
it does not have wheels or turbo. That's look, you can't have everything. Just most
No.
things.
Not this time. The next time they'll have
Next
wheels.
time. And the gun cooling thing, which I don't see the stats on it because it changes some things. It's turret. It's not showing that part of it. There it is. Accuracy at 100 meters of a cooled gun, 0.27. So it goes from a 0.4 to a 0.27 if you cool the
0.27
gun.
when it's cooled.
But it takes 11.63 seconds cooling down of the gun. Is that the same thing as a reload? I don't know. Not sure how that works.
So it would. Let me figure this out. The cooling would start at the end of the clip, because you wouldn't be cool if it's an auto reloader loader.
No, this isn't an auto reloader. It's cyclical.
So it's just cyclical. All right. So as soon as you fired your shot, you got 11 seconds for the barrel to cool down.
I'm assuming when you enter siege mode, you then are entering cooling mode, because that would be another key. Like X. No, this is automatic.
Oh.
Never mind. Siege mode's automatic. So siege mode's automatic. If you go slow enough, you'll get that extra. So that's
Okay.
like the STB, for example.
Yes. Yeah.
The firepower, I guess, is the X thing on whether I'm going to cool my gun or not cool my gun. It becomes much more accurate, but I think the DPM suffers. And essentially, it becomes an 11-second reload, even though they're calling it a cooldown. I believe that's what's going on.
Yeah. So basically, you'll wait the 11 seconds before you fire the next
Right.
round,
So,
and the next round will
Yeah.
load in at the 11th second. Or
so if
before.
you're sniping with your .27 accuracy, which is pretty good, you have a much lower DPM.
Right, there you go. When we're talking about a new crew member, water boy to pour water on the gun. Here's a story for you. When I first started my career in the armoured infantry, as being the smallest member of the platoon, I was given the general purpose machine gun to carry because it's the heaviest section weapon that you can have. You know, of course, the smallest guy gets it, the Hobbit gets it. But before that, actually, it was the Carl Gustaf 84mm anti-tank weapon. So that's even heavier. But anyway, so the GPMG was mine. Now, the GPMG is a section weapon until you convert it into sustained fire roll, SF roll. Then it becomes a platoon weapon. It gets a tripod, and you get you get good sights on it, and you get little dials to do all that sort of good stuff, right? When it's in SF roll, you get a pack of 4 barrels, because they get very hot when you're in sustained fire roll. You know,
Yeah.
you're putting 200 rounds down per burst and all that sort of good stuff. So at that point, when I was in my instruction as a young infantry with this thing on my back, I was told that due to the inability of the average infantry soldier to carry more water than is needed for his own needs, that if the barrel started to glow red, you were to whip your todger out and pee all over the barrel. And man, oh man, I was carrying 4 barrels in this pack that stunk to high heaven. The enemy didn't need to see me; they could smell me coming a mile away.
Oh, dude.
Yes, Blues, I'm not going to talk about the riot in Canada. Yeah.
Riots
Yeah.
were interspersed with pissing on hot barrels
Barrels, yeah.
and causing international incidents. Here's another example right here. What are you TST? All right, is that something we're getting? There's the auto loader, reloader, loader, KV4.
Yeah.
It says what are you? I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much of whether it's what are you or what EU. I have no idea. Not sure. So there you go. And that, as they say, my friends,
That.
is that. Unless somebody's got any questions they'd like to chuck out, as we are nearing.
While we're just there, before the questions come in, I'll just say Kedge's not in. I don't think I've not seen Kedge in. Let me just check. I don't think Kedge is here. If he is here, I'll see you. But anyway, Kedge, it's on its way, dude. There you go.
Look at that.
Won this.
Look at that.
This stylish.
Is that Burberry?
What do we call that?
Burberry?
Check. Yeah, Burberry check.
Yeah.
He won that on the raffle last week, so it's on its way, mate. No worries. It'll take weeks this time of year to get to you, but it'll get there.
That's cool, man. That looks good. Looking good. Boom. Sorry.
Boom goes to that one. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can. Let's see if there's someone to raid out there, my friends.
Have you got anybody out there? No.
What just happened here? Okay, never mind. Talking to myself. Okie dokie. We have. I don't know any of them pepples. Time for tanks, Terry. You're welcome, Blues. Appreciate everybody coming by. Dez, we raid Dez. Yeah, Dez is up. Let's raid Dez. Why not? Let's see.
Zemke, you're not getting a free mug off me. Never. In a million years. Got to pay for it.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody coming by. Had a good time yet again. I should stream on Thursday. That's the plan anyway. And then, of course, Coffee Talk next Sunday. I don't have any trips planned, so as of right now, I don't know of any Coffee Talks we're not doing, but you never know. Stuff could happen.
What about Veterans Day? Veterans Day weekend. Does that cover your dates? Because it's, I think, the 11th of November is a Saturday, if I'm right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm planning on streaming.
Plan to stream on the 12th. Okay.
12th. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Cool. So Christmas is coming up, guys. You have to the 21st for your battle pass, so roughly 30 days. So you got to get that cranked out if you're going to finish that. And that's pretty much all I got, Pilgrim. Got anything else for the people?
No, I've got nothing else for the people. You might want to look at getting somebody on the 12th of November because that'll be our Remembrance Sunday parade. So
And
I'll
you'll be
out suited and booted. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So
Yeah.
I'll be out and about suited and booted. So you might want to see if anybody wants to join you on that
Just
day.
bring your phone and we'll call in on the phone.
Yeah, I could do it on the phone. That's cool. I'm quite happy with that.
Not the whole thing. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody coming by. Thanks for the subs, follows, all that good stuff. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday and a good week. That's all I've got. Signing off from the left side of the Atlantic.
Take care, sir.
Zip.